Aloha mai kako, Kilamau Tengan here with Resolve to Evolve, day number 13. So, doing a lot so far. We're now a good week and a half into our whole experience, pushing it into now 2 weeks of work. So, congratulations on making it this far. Yesterday, we focused upon embodiment, right? We're taking all of that robust information that we created in terms of our word of context and triumph, the vision that we created, and then we actually program that within the very cells of our body using the sensation and resonance of our self, capital S. Now, we're going to get a little bit more in terms of some of the nitty gritties, if you will. How do we actually now translate all of the stuff that we've done into actionable steps? As you can tell, this first week has really been about this whole concept of being, right? And our beingness, that place of slowing down, of stillness, then can spark this generative energy that allows us then to move forward to then manifest and materialize what it is that we so desire. And so this week, we're going to get into it, looking at how are we actually spending our time? How are we actually directing our energy? And what is it that we're actually doing with our attention? Because when there is a little bit of a gap between our attention, our energy, and our intention, then things can go a little bit more slowly. So all the work that we've done in terms of this first week of work has been terrific. So as we look at it from here on out, we're going to be going in and out, back and forth between the state of being and the state of doing to be able to allow this more co-creative process to unfold. Today, we're going to look at what I like to think of as time allocation. And as we look at that, one of the ways that we tend to spend time, right? Like when I wake up in the morning, I usually wake up around 4 o'clock or so, and then I do some meditations for about like 30 minutes, staying in bed, and then I actually get out of bed. And then I do another, hour to about 75 minutes of stuff before the boys wake up. And then as soon as the boys wake up, which is anywhere between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., then it is daddy time. And so, being a full-time father, that means that every day getting breakfast and the lunches together. So from about, 6:30 until usually about 8 o'clock when we leave for school in the day or in the morning, then that's really focused on just getting them ready, providing for them. And then afterwards, my day continues to unfold. I drop them off. I'm out the door by about 8. I'm usually back home by about 9:30. 9:30, then I take about half hour for myself to do some body stuff. And that can be anything from some light cardiovascular to some myofascial release to some physical activity and exercise. And after that half hour, then my workday, if you will, the time that I'm more focused and intentional about whatever it is I'm focusing upon and intentional about, then goes from about 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. That's my consulting period, if you will. Sometimes it's teaching a class. Other times it's making videos like this. And then afterwards, about 1 o'clock, I take a moment to just really, from about 1 to 1:30, take a moment for myself. And then I transition again. 1:30, I'm out the door. And I go to pick up the boys between about 1:45 and 2:30. And then the afternoon can be whatever the afternoon's going to be, dependent upon what's happening. Then usually, though, about 5:30 to 7:30 is when we start to get ready for bed. Bath time, dinner, books, all those things happen in that 2-hour period. Boys usually go to sleep about 7:30 to 7:45, and then after that, I'm usually from 8 to 9 p.m. That's my time to do whatever I'm going to do. And then 9 p.m. until about 11:30, I do other stuff. Kind of depends on the day. And so I have these very set points in terms of transition. So one of the things that I find is that I could be doing anything from deep energetic work with my wizard's hat on, if you will, to making lunch for the children, to going into exercise or perhaps doing some manual labor outside on the property, to then writing up a report on the mechanics of the body and movement, to planning for a class. And so it's really very robust. And, we all have that. We all have these different roles and responsibilities that we occupy. And the thing about it is that while we can occupy these different roles, and that these different roles will inevitably have different responsibilities, we are neither role nor the sum total of these responsibilities. However, what we can do is really start to look at not just time allocation, energy, budgeting, if you will. Then we really want to identify the currency between the two. And the currency in this case is all about attention. So where does our attention go? Because when we identify where our attention goes, then we can best figure out where our energy does flow. And once we know, it really allows us to take it. I was going to try to attempt to pull off another rhyme. So, anywho, what we're going to do today is look at that. And to get into that, what we're going to be doing in a moment is getting back into our meditative state, going into our coherence breathing as we've done. We're going to add another piece to this, and it's going to be actually asking ourselves a question. We're going to go into our meditative space. We're going to ask ourselves a question, and the question being, what are the roles that I occupy in my life now? And we'll do that, and I'll cue that when we're actually in that place and that space. And then we'll sit in that area just for a little while. We'll open our eyes, and then we're going to get our journal out. So you want to have your journal ready. And as we have been doing, opening up to your first blank page that you have your pen ready, because we are going to go into our meditative space and place, and then we're going to go into this question, ask this question. We're going to open our eyes. Timer will be set for 5 minutes, and we're just going to mind flow or brainstorm, get everything out of our head and allowing it just to transfer through our hand and onto paper. As we do that, then we are going to do an exercise and activity to best identify where our attention currently is and how does that balance out in terms of the 4 levels of personal connection and relationship. Okay, ready to get started? Perfect. Then I invite you to get your journal preset on the side, because we are going to be using it in just a moment. With your journal ready, then okay, journal is set. I just did preset my exercise and I don't seem to be finding it. That's right. I will find it when I find it. All right, for now though, let's go ahead and get yourselves ready. Close your eyes, please. And just breathe. We're going to slow things down for a moment. Just allowing ourselves to connect to this moment with our body through breath. Just really allowing ourselves to observe where in our body we're currently breathing into. The manner in which breath is occurring. The sensation of breath in and of itself. Feeling the rising and the falling, the filling and the emptying of our lungs, our chest. Allow your body to follow the lead of your breath. Begin to slow your breath a bit. Now breathing a bit more deeply. Past the chest, past your lower chest and deep into your abdomen, so that you actually feel the expanding and release of your stomach with each and every breath. Now, connected, centered, and coherent. Quietly and deeply within inside of yourself, quietly ask, What are the roles that I occupy in my life? Again, what are the roles that I occupy in my life? Once more, what are the roles that I occupy in my life? Allow whatever comes to mind, to heart, whether it be partner, business owner, son, daughter, community member, kickball captain. What are the different roles that you occupy in your life right now? In a moment, we'll open our eyes and allow whatever comes to mind and to heart to flow freely through your hand. Breathe out, allowing all air to expire from your lungs. Breathe in now, slowly, deeply, fully. Holding this breath, exhale, heavy with a sigh, and open your eyes. Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to go straight into it. So what I'd like you to do right now is to take your pen, to open your journal, if it's not already, to the first blank pages that you have. And set your timer for 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes, and I want you to start to create a list of all the different roles that you occupy in your life now. At 5 minutes, when the alarm goes off, restart this video. For now, though, go ahead and press pause here. Okay, welcome back. How'd the list go? All right, now we got a list to work with. And what we're gonna do, and what we're gonna want to do with our list is to circle. Seriously, where did I put this list? Oh, here we go. Take that list that you have created and go ahead and take either a multicolored pen, or you can just use your regular pen. And what we're gonna do is, if you're using a multicolored pen, then what you wanna do is mark it with you can just do a circle. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep it consistent. Whether it's a multicolored pen or a regular colored pen, what we're gonna do now is identify in 1 minute the 7 most demanding roles in your life now. Now, these might not be the ones that you necessarily want to occupy, yet you're occupying nonetheless, okay? So 1 minute on your timer, identify with a check, okay? Identify with a check the 7 most demanding, either energy and or time, demanding roles in your life now, okay? 1 minute starting now, pause here. Okay, now we're gonna use a star for this next part. The 7 roles that you most want to focus upon in your life now. Okay, you're gonna put a star next to the 7 roles you most want to occupy right now. Okay, now go ahead, 1 minute, beginning now, pause the video here. Okay, welcome back. All right, now what I want you to look at is, what is the difference between the roles that you are most energetic and time demanding now, and what are the roles that you really want to occupy? Because we're gonna do an exercise tomorrow that's gonna help to reconcile this and allow us to be more clear on things. To finish off today, I want you just to write about that. What does it feel like to, if there's a big discrepancy, for example, say you have 7 roles that are completely different in terms of what's most energetically and time demanding in your life, then what you actually want to occupy. And what does that say about where you are now? And what is the way forward? How can we begin to make those shifts? Okay, finish off that on your own, a journal, just set 5 minutes, see what comes up in terms of what your response to your energetic demands of your life and where you desire to be are, and what that looks like for you now. Love and aloha. Take care. And ahui ho.